Well, I was born in Jerusalem, Israel. Um, I was born to you can say, secular family, who's not really um, practicing any specific path. So, after coming to America, I tried enjoying all the restaurants, the
Wow,
nightlife, things
nightlife,
like that,
club, bar.
and it didn't really satisfy my heart,
Hmm.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and my first impression that India was a mess.
Who first time visit,
Yeah,
he feel like that only.
I landed and I thought, wow, how could people live in such a chaotic atmosphere? You know,
Okay.
they had a saying in India, Aditi Devam Bhavam, right?
Absolutely. True.
So that the guest is treated like a deva, like a godly person.
Hmm.
So I really felt uh, that mood, and I think in t- in turn it also grew in me. You know. Now, what is Krishna consciousness? Is the realization of the self in relation to God,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So that's Krishna conscious. So
And silent retreat or group chanting.
group chanting, yeah,
Okay.
both are good, but
Yeah.
group chanting is best.
Yeah. India, Brindaban or USA?
Vrindavan is everywhere,
Yeah. Okay.
but India Vrindavan is where Krishna had his lila here on earth.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's a good place to visit
Yeah.
and even live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sri Krishna or Radha?
Well, that is we are we are worshiping always Krishna, but we are actually in the camp of Radharani, meaning that we have the mood of Radharani, so we have to have first connection to Radharani. So Radharani, I would say.
Okay. Great. Great. Hello, viewers. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Spiritual Talk by TT. I am thrilled to have a special guest with us today, Kesava Gopal Das ji. He is a devoted soul associated with ESCON in USA. Today, we are blessed to have Kesava Gopal Das ji to share with us his inspiring story of spiritual awakening and Krishna conscious journey with us. His experience, challenges, and transformative movements will surely touch our heart and ignite a deeper understanding of the spiritual path. So, without any further delay, let me warmly welcome Kesab Gopal Das ji. Welcome to you. Welcome to you in my today's
Thank
show,
you.
and Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Great. So, without wasting any time, I would like to just start the little bit inside what basically I am looking at. So, can you tell me, Prabhuji, like how was your early childhood, your educations, your family background, and how it is basically just trying to understand that how was your upbringing basically, and today you are in a this path, Krishna conscious path. So I'm just trying to understand about your background.
Well, I was born in Jerusalem, Israel. Um, I was born to you can say, secular family, who's not really um, practicing any specific path, but from the Jewish tradition. I went to a school where they taught the Torah, and during my childhood, I used to visit my uncles in some smaller villages outside Jerusalem, where I could see maybe their devotional path. But on a normal basis, we didn't practice much of any spiritual tradition. And in my high school years, I studied philosophy in high school. That's something that I chose myself to study. I was very much interested in philosophy, and my grades were very high in that class. So much that the professor told me that if there's anything to teach the other student, I would be able to do that.
Okay.
And so I was very much into philosophy, and after school, in high school, on my own time, I would go to participate in other programs. There's an organization called New Acropolis. I don't know if it exists anymore, but what they did is they taught different cultures and traditions, spiritual paths, so from around the world. So I liked going there and learning about different histories, different holidays, festivals, and we all kind of celebrate everything together in that place. So that's something I did on my own in high school. Later, after high school, I decided to move to United States. I went to school and work in LA, Los Angeles, and just started kind of trying to live the American dream, as they say. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So basically, you born and brought up in Israel, and
Yes.
I pray to Israel. Actually, it's in a very pathetic situation at the moment due to those political reasons, and some attack happens, some terrorist activities happen. So I wish
Yes.
I wish and pray to Krishna even to get peace there and the good life to the people. So as you said. The next question is little bit on that. If you can talk about a little bit about the, as you said, how was your family background? Basically, they believe on spirituality. That doesn't matter that which religion it is. It could be spirituality is nothing about the your any religious practices, right? It's all about yourself, your inner engineering, and how to make perfect yourself in your day-to-day life. So that's all about the spirituality, and all religions talks about this. So how
Yeah.
was your family background, or I would say their beliefs on this area, religions and spirituality, and uh, that could you just give some lights on
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really speak much about it in childhood. I would say that from a moral perspective, my parents both was always uh, taught us to be honest, to be good with other people, to be nonviolent, to be compassionate. So those are spiritual principles, but they didn't. So that's, you can say it's a practice, because it's a practice of the mind and the consciousness. But as far as practice of what we know is sadhana, like contemplation and meditation. There's no specific practice.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, when did you start your Krishna Bhakti journey or Krishna conscious, and what motivated you to embrace the spiritual path using or Krishna conscious through that? How and when you started actually this journey?
Yeah, I like this question because it's it's asked a lot, and I actually wanted to bring a different perspective
Hmm.
to the question and answer. The Krishna conscious in path, as far as we learn it from the teachings of our Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, it actually starts in time immemorial. So you can say we all started a long time ago, and there's been many actually steps along the path. Now, what is Krishna consciousness? Is the realization of the self in relation to God, right? So that's Krishna conscious. So I would say that it's a gradual process to purify the consciousness from from the other the other perspective. If one person is not thinking about those things, if someone is not practicing, then they would see the world only as maybe action and reaction, or just maybe just a manifestation that came about from nowhere. So unless we are starting to be conscious about who we are, where we coming from, what is the relation to the supreme power, then we will stay in, as we say, material consciousness. So for me specifically, in this lifetime, you can say that just from high school, starting to learn philosophy, to coming to America. In America, I had in the beginning more of a, trying to again be part of this exploitation of material resources. So I tried that too, actually, and I always felt disappointed, depressed, you can say, from the results. If you try to get many cars, lots of money, try to compete, then you're going to have, as a result, competition against you,
Yeah,
right?
true.
So, after coming to America, I tried enjoying all the restaurants, the
Club,
nightlife, things
nightlife,
like that,
club, bar.
and it didn't really satisfy my heart,
Mm,
right?
mm,
And having relationships and like that, broken relationship, not relationship that are anchored in service, then those relationship, they come and go.
mm.
So that was very disappointing. So all the while, gradually, I'm looking for something else. And so one day, I actually already started working for a software company.
Oh, okay.
in the media industry. And my boss called me on a Friday and asked me, he said, hey, can you join a project in India on Monday?
Okay.
Right? So I said, wow, that's a short notice. But at that time, I was still thinking about material things, and I was like, okay, is there a bonus or something like that? They said, yes, actually there is. Okay, so I was free, and it felt interesting. So I at that time I didn't know much about India.
Which year
And
it is?
then
Which year?
this was 2008.
2008. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, about how many years ago?
Yeah, yeah. So it is almost
15 years ago.
yeah. 15 years.
Yeah. So 15 years ago in 2008, and then they asked me if I could go for 1 month, and actually I stayed for 1 year. The project lasted for 1 year.
Which part
So
you visited that time for that work?
yeah, so that was in Mumbai.
Oh, Mumbai. Okay.
Yeah. And my first impression that India was a mess.
Who first time visit,
Yeah.
he feel like that only.
I landed and I thought, wow, how could people live in such a chaotic atmosphere? You know, and because here in the US, everything is a bit more structured
Yeah. Systematic.
in terms of infrastructure and formality. But as I spent more time in India, I had deeper realizations. And one of them is that the way that we are presented in the Western world on how to live life can be done differently, right?
True.
And the other thing is, I noticed that people are happy in different conditions, right? Not necessarily in the conditions that we are aimed for in the West. And lastly, and I think the most important, is that I felt that the Indian people were very hospitable and warm and welcoming, especially on the personal level, right? And as I got to know different friends and people, they welcomed me, they invited me, and then I learned about their culture, but also the mindset. And what is the mindset? Is a devotional mindset. They had a saying in India, Aditi Devam Bhavam, right?
True.
So that the guest is treated like a deva, like a godly person. So I really felt that mood, and I think in turn it also grew in me, so I felt that I should reciprocate and do something like that for someone else, right? Because it felt good. It's a good cycle,
Yeah.
So as we go about, and going back to my previous point about the spiritual path, the journey. As we go about our journey, we have times and events that are very impactful to our heart. I mean, every moment something happens, but sometimes you don't look it deeper. And so when I came to India, I was realizing something deeper, that the warmth of people, their devotional aspect. Everywhere you go, there's a devotional aspect in India. You go out, there may be a big temple, there may be a small
Small
temple.
temple.
There will be a temple under a tree.
Yeah. True.
And sometimes the tree itself is the temple.
Temple. Mm.
Yeah.
True.
So you go, and I went and visited so many places. I went to from south to north, from Kerala, to Goa, to Mumbai, where I live, all of Maharashtra, and then Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, all the
Mm.
different mostly known popular touristic places.
Mm.
That was my first exposure, but still, even though a lot of it is about tourism, there's still devotional aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. So, very good that one thing which you told, that when you visited, you feel that the people of India
Yeah.
believe on Atithi Devo Bhavo. And I
Yeah.
will tell you the reason, Kesavdaji, is we Indians are charged with emotions. That is the
Mm.
first thing. Uh, in India, you will see that people look somebody and relate with something. Like example, he is my good friend, he is my
Mm.
brother, he is
Mm.
like my husband, he is like my
Mm.
somebody. So that
Mm.
that nature of Indian people, and that gives you to understand a person who is from not from your culture, your country,
Mm.
and he's
Mm.
from somebody else, and they see to him as a human, and they
Mhm.
treat him as a guest. That's what Atithi Devo Bhava is actually is like. They feel that if somebody is coming to us, he is like a god for us, right?
Yes.
And people live with this thought. It's not
Yeah.
as this is very great to hear from you, and I heard this is from many more other people as well. This is the very great thing about our country. The people treat other people as a good human being. And that is
Yes.
a different
Yes.
story. You will see the lot of bad thing as well, but that is not the as a whole,
Mm.
as a whole country
Yeah.
you will feel. So that is great to know that you feel that. Now my question is, that time you said you visited that time in any Brindaban and these area that time, or
Mhm.
it was just a normal visit
Uh,
from UP?
at that time, I didn't visit Vrindavan specifically.
Mm-hmm.
It was more I wanted to know India geographically, so I went and asked, what are the places to see. And at that time, I didn't know the ISKCON devotees or
Yeah.
so, but I did visit many temples.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I went to different Hindu temple. I went to Sikh temples. I went to mosques, churches.
Mm-hmm.
I went everywhere.
Okay.
Uh, so I went, for example, in Amritsar to the Golden Temple.
Mm.
I went to Taj Mahal.
Mhm.
It's a more Islamic
Yeah.
heritage. I went to Church of Mother Mary. I went to the Buddhist caves
Mm.
in Ajanta Ellora.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. So many places I went. I went to the Ashtavinayak,
Oh,
the
Ashtavinayak
tour
Mandir, Mumbai.
Ashtavinayak in
It's
different
a
temples of um,
it's a
Sri Ganesh.
Ganesha
Yes,
temple actually. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
And
So,
yeah.
and I did go to the Juhu ISKCON temple,
Oh. Okay.
and I went to the Bangalore ISKCON temple
Mm-hmm.
because I visited those places.
Mm.
People recommended to go to
Mm.
this temple.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time I did that.
Okay, great. So,
Yeah.
one thing which I missed actually, today is a very auspicious day in Hindu uh, this festival. Today we have starting Navratra, if you know the Durga
Yeah.
Puja.
Hmm.
So, Durga Puja
Yes.
starts from today. That will
Yeah.
go for 9 days fasting and Durga
Mhm.
worship, and it will
Mhm.
end with some other rituals, like example Dasara and Durga
Mhm.
Puja in West Bengal,
Yes.
where is
Yes.
that your Ascon Mayapur is. So that area it celebrate very greatly. So first of all,
Mhm.
I wish you very happy Navratri and the
Yeah. Same to you. Happy
Durga Puja. Thank
Navratri.
you so much. So my next question is, what noticeable changes you have experienced in your life after
Mm.
embarrassing the this sorry walking this Krishna conscious path?
Well,
Because
the
as you said, let me just give the background where the question is coming. You said,
yeah.
of course, you are a young, you have enjoyed your life. Of course, everybody enjoy going party and friend circle and
Mhm.
bar and
Mhm.
dance and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody do, right, in a young age.
Yes. Mhm.
So after walking this Krishna conscious path, there must be that mind got change. So that
Yes.
there actually, I just would like to understand what noticeable changes you have experienced.
Yes. I think it's a yeah, like you said, it's a change of mindset, a change of uh, my expectation. You know, consciousness is our consciousness is where we put focus on, right?
Mhm.
So are we put focus on material things, or are we putting our focus on our spiritual journey? So my the majority of my focus changed, and now my path, my goal is to realize my who I am as a spirit, right? So some of the major changes is, for example, if I was to go to a bar, I
Mhm.
would expect to enjoy, right?
Mm.
And then next day there would be something disappointing,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And so then you go from up to down to happy to sad, you know, to expecting good things and getting sometimes good things, sometimes bad things. Whereas the understanding now has changed that you know these types of things are not leading to 100% happiness. They lead to temporary happiness.
Yeah.
So
True.
if I cling or if I attach myself to things that have subsequent suffering in them, then I'm not getting any further. I'm just taking one step up and one step down, one
Mm.
step up, one step down. So this is kind of the material life. You go one step up, and then and as a result, you're going to go back
Mm.
to the same
Mm.
place you were. Where the journey of the soul is always learning, purifying, getting more knowledge, more realization. So if you change your focus, your attention, and see where your soul is going in this journey, you become the observer, right?
Yeah.
And now also after that step, you have an opportunity to relate to the greater spirit, uh,
Mm.
we call Krishna,
Yeah.
is now in relation to the Great Spirit, to Krishna. There is always happiness.
Yeah.
So if I do have that connection, regardless of what activities I do, then I'm always happy. I don't have any baggage of suffering that comes with it.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So it's not superficial that I need. Although we do dance also. We dance in kirtan, we sing,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have wonderful feast for Krishna.
Yeah.
But everything we do is in relation to Krishna, whether it's in dance, in feasting, or even in so-called bad times. If, for example, you mention the wars, and unfortunately there are wars in this world. This is a situation of human against human.
Yeah. True.
But in terms of spirit, right? If someone sees their spiritual journey, they have an opportunity to connect with spirit, and it and from there, person can see that actually death in that case is not the end.
Yeah.
It's
True.
not the end. So
Yeah.
if you see something like even the war as something, of course it's very horrible from the consciousness of those people who
Yeah.
are at war,
Yeah.
or who are expecting to get something very material out of it. And but if someone is just looking for peace,
Mm.
then okay, I'm not interested in war. I'm just interested in finishing this life peacefully
Yeah.
and focus on my spiritual journey. And so, even in good times or bad time, the spiritual journey is always going to take you higher,
Yeah.
right?
True.
So it's not necessarily that we're going to change reality as it is in the material world, because that is going on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Reality is going on.
Yeah.
That is another aspect of Krishna. That's material nature, and material nature is neutral
Yeah.
in a sense that um, we can see the connection to Krishna, but by itself it's neutral. And so it has it's you can say systematic, right? But if I look at the spirit is always in connection to God,
Yeah.
and that is not neutral.
Yeah.
That is in good,
Yeah.
in bhakti. So that's the where we can really benefit from our spiritual journey. We can have good times. We may have seemingly bad times, but the spiritual person is always happy with the self.
Absolutely true. So,
Mhm.
two good things I learned from you here. One is you said initially that Krishna itself gives you happiness. I am just recalling one uh, Srimad Bhagavatam, first slok
Mm.
is define Krishna actually, and the Krishna
Mm.
name is Sachidanand,
Yes,
right? Sat,
that's
Chit,
it.
and Anand. So these are the Sanskrit word. Sat, Chit,
Mm.
and Anand. Sat means true. Chit
Yeah.
means yourself, your
Mm.
uh,
Consciousness.
consciousness, and Anand
Mm.
means happiness. So
Yes.
Sachidanand. So that's what basically is the key
Mm.
uh,
Yes.
that Krishna gives the people. Basically, you are what it should be is your
Mm.
life. That is
Yes, we
very
are parts and parcels of Krishna.
correct.
So in that way, we are also Sachid Ananda,
Correct.
right? In our constitutional nature.
Absolutely.
But if we are not aware of it,
Ah,
then we may our mind might distract us,
yeah.
and our mind may think otherwise.
Yeah.
But our soul is always in Sachidanand.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
So good. And my next question is related to that only. When you walk this path, I have seen that uh, before this you have some friend circle, your relative, and you are getting gelling with them, going
Mhm.
friendship, going walking, going park, going club, any. I mean like that. That's how the life. So when you
Mhm.
walk this path, how was
Mhm.
your friend, relative, and people around you views? I mean, what is the prospect after this looking at you?
Mm. Yeah, so actually, in the beginning, my parents were very doubtful of, why, join or take a practice, or, it was a little bit foreign to them.
Hmm.
But now, after a few years, they actually very, very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
They see that I'm very grounded, very positive, and they actually sometimes get interested. They say, especially, in times where things are, someone is sick, or there's, little, okay, tough times in health, in economy, and things like that. They say,
Mhm.
oh, you seem happy anyways, you do positive things. So, it's, they see the good side of it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay, great.
so I think it's in the beginning, people may think it's something strange. They don't understand. But as they get to see that, I think this is the result of how do you say, uh, being consistent, and being the result of time. So over time, they see that this is actually not, it's a good path,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm. Great. So after I mean your friend, suppose example, those are your friend before, and today also they are your friend, right? There was not a case like friends go away because they
Yeah.
now they know that you are on this and they are not fit for this, so that kind of situation not happen, right? In
Yeah.
reality
So
I
no.
this kind of
So
person.
if there's a friend who is, let's say, is addicted to alcohol,
Hmm.
or to drugs,
Hmm.
or something else,
Hmm.
now I'm still keeping friendship, but I'm trying to
Get
consult
them come out.
them.
Hmm.
Yeah, consult them with, I keep my conversation. I myself stopped doing those things,
That is
but
great.
I try to help them come out of it, because I see their reality is always up and down, and a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
So the friendship is there. I see them as, who, like I was in that same position.
Hmm. True.
So, but just gotta be careful. If you're invited, you say,
Yeah.
"Hey, would you like to come have some drink with me?"
Yeah.
So I said, "Let's meet tomorrow for a hike in nature."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Great. Great.
instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I still want to meet them, and
yeah,
meet them where their spiritual growth is at. Yeah.
absolutely. And if you look at the Prabhupada journey, He started when he was in US. He started to he has taken a challenge like that. Those hippies, those are druggists,
Yes.
and he started
Mhm.
his journey in USA from there. And I think initial few, those hippies, those who were in drug addict and sex worker, and many those people become the
Mm.
first discipline for him, and those are the key people become in US. They have set up the
Yeah.
entire this conscious journey in the across US and the other country. So you are doing
Yes.
great job, and very good to hear that as well.
Yeah, we
Those,
started a center here in Syracuse. I'm in Syracuse, New York.
yeah.
You know, we have a little center here.
Hmm.
Now they're cooking for the feast. So
Oh, okay,
they're
okay.
in the feast. This is
Yeah. Understood, understood. Okay.
see
Hello.
here's
Yeah.
Prabhupada and yeah,
Great.
yeah,
Very nice. Very nice. Great. So that's what actually you are doing a great service, and that is the practicality. Your friends are still those friends, and it is your moral responsibility now to give them, counsel them, and maybe they also can transform their life. It's not necessary they will come, they need to chant 16 rounds, not necessary, but at least they can improve their their life, their day-to-day life.
yeah,
So my next question
exactly.
is related to this
Mm,
only. How do you
mhm,
define the spirituality for a common man? These kind of people, those who are now
mm.
young generations, are in drug, taking alcohol, doing all those mass things in their life, and how they can walk spirituality, how they can understand spirituality, and how you will define them the spirituality can improve their day-to-day life.
Yeah, I'd say the key is to find those friends and the environment,
Hmm.
right? We call it sadhu sangha, right?
Yes.
That if you have you if you are in a bad position, if you are having drugs or alcohol issues, find a friend who is already come out of it,
Hmm.
who is has a good practice, who has good principles, who follows those principles. Y- They themselves, they also want happiness.
Yeah.
Anyone wants happiness, right? So if you see someone who's more anchored, more grounded, then those people who are now kind of in the turmoils of all these influences, they can now take good influence,
Yeah.
right?
True.
And keep association, keep a good connection with those people, and they can really benefit from it.
Great.
So
So,
that's I would say the first step for spirituality. It's then they can decide which practice is calling for them, what they can do. But first is meet and create friendship. Yeah.
absolutely. And the starting point, usually in spirituality, people say that first you understand and realize what you are, right? What is
Yes.
your habit, and then
Yeah.
and first you be honest for yourself, right? Example,
Yes.
you should come out of your dual personality. People says that,
Yeah.
right? You believe something, but your action are something different. So first
Mm.
step is you become what you thought. So
Mm.
whatever your beliefs, your action should around that, and the second step is to correct them, right?
Yes.
So that is
Yes, and
the,
I would say this would be a little difficult to do without having support around you. So
yeah.
that's why we say sadhu sangha. Sadhu is a person who is already um, on the path of honesty, truthfulness, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
to see yourself and to look into yourself and to see what you need to work on. that's called sadhu. A sadhu is a person who's anchored in truth,
Yeah,
right? Sat,
yeah,
sat. A person who's following satya,
yeah,
right? Honesty.
yeah,
So that's a sadhu. And then if you're around these kind of people, sadhu sangha, the company of those honest people, then naturally they will tell you what is good for you.
yeah,
You know.
absolutely. So when I started my this spiritual talk journey, then people ask me, "What is your goal? What do you
Mm,
want to do actually to start this channel?" I have two channel. One is I just cover the all Indian festival and everything in Norway.
mm,
So that is Let's
yeah.
Explore Norway. I saw nature and normal blogging,
Mm,
family blogging, right?
mm,
So I started this.
yeah.
Then people ask me, "Why? What is your purpose?" Then I tell them
Mm,
this thing. When I interact, you like people, Prabhuji, I get
mm,
the energy, I get the positivity, and of course,
mm,
my nature also become like you people. I am interacting frequently on my channel, and then lot of people, those who are not too much audience subscriber at the moment, but whatever the people are associated, they learn lot of things, they get positivity,
yeah.
they get these learnings which is you experienced, right? You like people
Yes.
already experienced these things, and you are getting benefited, you have transformed your life. So at least 1 or 2% those people will understand, and they can also transform their self, right? So that's how I take it, and this my journey, and a lot of good people are meeting me, and
That's
uh,
wonderful.
yeah,
Thank you so
and
much.
and the energy which I get, you people, right? So I also get myself is blessed because I am interacting with you people. So
Thank you.
I will not take much time. My last question towards because we have see anyway, I would like to talk to you much, but I know the time
Yeah.
limits for you, and even you are there, you have to arrange the feast and all, so I'll not take
Yes.
much time. So my next question is related to your, have you visited in India, Vrindavan sometime?
Yes, I've been in
Okay,
Vrindavan.
how many
Yes.
time you spent there?
Not too long. Not too
Okay,
long. Yeah, just visiting and seeing the
okay,
holy places. Yes.
okay. So how do you
I
feel
I
that
I spent 2 years in Mumbai.
okay, two
One
years
in
in Mumbai, and
2008,
hmm,
and then I came back
hmm,
in 2015. And at that time, I used to visit the temple in Chowpatty,
hmm,
Radha Gopinath, Shishi Radha Gopinath
hmm,
in Chowpatty.
hmm.
Wonderful
So
ISKCON temple.
after joining with ESCON, have
Yeah.
you visited after that in India? I mean that
Yes.
Vrindavan?
Yes. So in 2015 is where I joined, and then I spent 1 year in Mumbai again. But this time I was more connected with the Chowpatty temple
Oh, okay.
and also the Govardhan Eco Village. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, yeah, I know that
Yeah.
Krishna Mafatlal is the chairman for him, and he is himself the associated with ESCON. Krishna
Yes.
Mafatlal, right? Say Krishna
Uh,
Mafatlal is the
yeah. Yes.
chairman of Mafatlal Group. He is the chairman of that village. I didn't got.
Govardhan Eco Village.
Yes, I didn't got a
Yeah.
chance, but I will visit there. This time I visited
Yeah.
Vrindavan. Actually, I spent 3 4 quality days
Mm.
in Vrindavan, and I feel that
Yeah.
energy actually. And I try
Mm.
to explore the places there where Krishna did their
Mm.
leela on those, like example, Radha Rani,
Mm.
grandmother home, and
Mm.
that kind of places I visited, and I feel that energy and
Mm.
that sense, which is I feel that it's just a few days back it happens there. That that you will feel, though it is a Dwapar Yug, it's a thousand many thousand years earlier it happens, but it's still
Yeah.
you feel that it is happened yesterday. So
Mm.
that's what actually I thought I will ask you that
You
question.
have a wonderful vision.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
It's
And
it's a
even I
good
will
meditation.
yeah, so next time I have planned for more, a few more days, Actually, if you are going there just to spend some time and feel that energy, and then you will see really there is something actually. So my next question, Prabhuji, from Gita, Bhagavad Gita, what two key learning you have which change your and influence your life as well, which you want to share with our audience, which they can also read and they can also get benefited.
Yeah. Well, the Gita starts with the fundamental teachings of spirituality, and that is that we are not just this body, that we are spirit souls, right? So that is the basics of a spiritual understanding. Once we understand that we are spirit souls, right? Now we also, because if we are just material body, then our source is just material body. It's just the element, fire, water, air, and ether, just different elements, biological and chemical elements. But if we are spirit souls, then our original source, our creator, father, that he's also a spiritual source. And so our connection and meditation and our knowledge should be. So to conclude, I wish everyone to be happy and positive, and to have good company, good friends, and to connect with your spiritual, connect with yourself, connect with spirit. And by that connection, you will connect with the super soul, with the greater spirit, and then understand that we are actually parts of a wonderful Father, which in our tradition we call Krishna.
Yeah.
And he's the spiritual father of all spiritual beings.
True.
So then I think that is the one of the main points of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
That if we get this understanding that we are connected to Krishna, the Supreme Spirit, this what we call the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right?
Yeah.
Then the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita is that we do not fear anymore, because now we have connection, eternal connection, which will carry on, and is always happy connection.
True. Okay, great. So my last is the rapid fire round, which I ask you quick questions. You just to, in one word, you have to respond that. So my first question is inner peace or outer success?
Inner peace.
Yeah, great. Favorite meditation spot for you?
Favorite meditation?
Yeah, spot.
I would say chanting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Heart or mind in a spiritual journey?
Heart.
Okay. Simplicity or elaborate rituals?
Simple what?
Simplicity or elaborate rituals?
Oh yeah, simplicity.
Yeah. Nature walk or temple visit? Difficult.
That's a difficult one, but yeah, I like both, but I like the temple visits more often. But yeah.
And silent retreat or group chanting?
Group chanting, yeah.
Okay.
Both are good, but chanting is both.
India, Brindaban or USA?
Vrindavan is everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
But India, Vrindavan is where Krishna had his lila here on earth. So, like you said, it's a good place to visit and even live in. Yeah.
Sri Krishna or Radha?
Well, that is we are worshiping always Krishna, but we are actually in the camp of Radharani, meaning that we have the mood of Radharani, so we have to have first connection to Radharani. So Radharani, I would say.
Okay, great, great.
Yeah.
So let me just conclude this discussion, and we conclude this enlightening spiritual talk with our wonderful guest Kesava Gopal Das ji. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to him for sharing his profound journey of Krishna conscious. Your experience and insight have undoubtedly left a lasting impact to all of us, our viewers, and we're truly grateful for your presence here today. And thank you so much for giving
Thank you, bro.
your precious time. So, dear viewers, stay tuned for more enlightening discussion on Spiritual Talk by TT channel. Until then, may the divine grace guide your path and may you find ex- eternal bliss in your spiritual pursuit. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and like, share and comment on videos. Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.